In 2022 and 2023, weddings are gonna be huge. According to these statistics, 2.5 million weddings are expected to take place in 2022, and that is the most since 1984. So you can see the instantaneous spike and dip, the dip in 2020, and of course, the spike and the big comeback of the nuptials in 2021 and now up into 2022 and 2023. Now, if you are new here, my name is Amanda and I love to do videos on trend, and I'm actually currently engaged, so I am expected to be wed in 2023, but I figured we should dive into the trends, especially the wedding gown trends for 2022. For this video specifically, I took a deep dive into 5 different publications and 6 different articles. 2 of them came from brides, and then I cross-compared their expected trends for bridal fashion in 2022. So today we are going to be taking a look at brides, Harper's Bazaar, The Knot, Who What Wear, and Cosmopolitan. I hope that you're set and sorted with a tea, coffee, or Cosmo yourself, because you are not going to want to blink during this video. There are so many examples chocked full in here because I don't want to waste a moment of your time. So the first trend is the second, third, or for some, even more looks. I chose to go with this one for the first trend because you're gonna see why as these continue to unfold. The second and the third trend are coming back in a big way in 2022. And that is because many people wanna flex different parts of their personality. And when you go for one of the biggest trends, which is volume, and just that huge glamour element, that may not be conducive to maybe sitting down for dinner or dancing on the dance floor. So this is a way to be able to wear everything that you want and show your full spectrum of personality. Highlighting one bride in particular, you've all heard of her, Paris Hilton. She took wedding weekend to a whole nother level, and I can't wait to show you all of her looks throughout this video. Also, this is one thing that I definitely want to do because I'm bougie like that. I want to have a wedding weekend. So these are moments like the civil ceremony, a rehearsal dinner, even an after party, and the day after barbecue of your wedding, where these are all opportunities for you to really just embrace your wedding looks. If you are curious at all, I would love for you to check out my wedding Pinterest board. Those are the vibes I'm going for, and if you have a wedding Pinterest board, please link it in the comments down below. Any articles or YouTube videos that are mentioned in this video will also be linked down below. So let's get to the meat of the video. The first one is the suit and the jumpsuit. Women have been able to now kind of go the unconventional route, but the suit during wedding weekends or even walking down the aisle are becoming way more traditional. The first time that I really saw this suit and could picture myself even embracing this during a wedding weekend was when Victoria McGrath from In the Fro wore this in her gorgeous, gorgeous Provence wedding. I believe it was the reception dinner before the actual day, and this is a stunning suit made for her from Pronovius. Highly recommend checking out the article that she self-wrote in Harper's Bazaar about her entire weekend. Suits are most certainly not new when it comes to wedding wear, but they are back and bigger than ever. And I think that this take is actually a weather aspect. You can wear a suit and mix and match pieces, and when it comes to suiting, it may not be a full suit, but adding a blazer to your look, a petticoat, a cape, something like that that kind of brings in an extra element is a great way to brave the elements yourself, just in case. Many articles were citing this as a new spin on timeless. With trend number 3, this one's gonna be a lot. It is romance, it is frill, it is puff, it is big dress, big day vibes. For my maximalist brides out there, you're gonna be happy to hear that the fairy tale is back, and tulle specifically. We are talking about tiered tulle or just cascading tulle, which is the quintessential look for belle of the ball. 2 sleeves also worth a huge mention when it comes to big dress vibes, and the first is the balloon sleeve. It's the reign of Regency. A couple of areas within this video, you'll notice Bridgerton vibes. The puff sleeve, we're talking more of that understated romance and a modern twist on maybe a traditional or throwback style. So not exactly talking about the 80s puff sleeve, but nonetheless, you'll see it. And the second is the bell sleeve. We've seen this throughout medieval times, then making a comeback in the 70s and back today on trend. A few things you'll notice definitely within this section is breaking tradition or emphasizing individuality. You'll notice more frill, more lace, some fringe in some cases, feathers in other, glitter and glitz and glam in other silhouettes, but The main theme within this trend, the main theme throughout all of these articles is that people are ready to make a statement. Ballet inspired was also mentioned, and this was specifically in Harper's Bazaar. But I do want to do a call out to the knot because I think this article in particular gave an amazing spectrum of different types of dresses within the trends they mentioned. And the photos are stunning. If you are looking for one of these dresses specifically, or to see maybe who the designer was, I invite you to go and check out that description box. Okay, so I told you that I was going to mention Paris Hilton. How did she bring in the extra vibes to her wedding? Well, that was for look 2 and look 3. Her second look was a Galia Le Havre gown, and this was definitely inspired by that Cinderella moment. She also wore an understated headpiece that really just allowed this dress to speak for itself. This dress was her iconic moment to have that first dance. Her third dress of the night was a Pamela Roland gown, and this dress was worn during the dinner and the speeches part. Now, specifically, this dress was designed to look good from the waist up. Of course, these embellishments are incredible, and other callouts with trends have to do with pearls and embellishments coming back in a big way as well, but it's not your grandma's pearls. These are cascading down in absolute elegance and tied into the dress as well. But again, it was a waist up kind of moment so she could get that photo op. The last one for Paris in this category actually wasn't worn on her wedding day. It was the last event on her grandfather's former estate, and this is the Marchesa gown. Absolutely insanely stunning, and the fabric just keeps on going. Something to note here, trains, they are back in a big way. Because a lot of brides are embracing that second and third look, they are no longer worried about the bustle factor and being able to move or let alone go to the washroom later in the night in this dress. So they're going all out with those trains, whether they be embellished, lace, or just full of fabric. Shorter hemlines have always been a part of the arsenal for the modern bride, but they are coming back in a big way. Now, mini dresses are not new at all, but it's cited that quite a few brides are choosing to have this look for down the aisle and not just in a separate civil ceremony or rehearsal dinner. And that actually brings me to Paris Hilton's fourth dress of her night, her fourth and final. This is an Oscar de la Renta dress, and I haven't shown you her first look, which I think is the most iconic, but this has the applique flowers from her first look as well, and she has paired it with Aquazzura heels. Because come on, this is the quintessential party girl look, and that is Paris Hilton. My friend Ray, who is also going to be photographing our wedding, she sent me these photos because I just think it is so romantic to kind of have that little girly flair on a shorter dress after a civil ceremony and to really embrace the heel life. Again, the Knot doing a great job in their article highlighting different ways that you can wear a mini. It doesn't have to be something that is small and tight. You can definitely still have personality and flair, even with a shorter hemline. If you are currently looking for a dress, one aspect that designers really want you to focus in on is the neckline. And I'm sure you have an idea of what you would like to see. Now, this is one of my favorite necklines. The square neckline is coming back, not only for its nod to Renaissance and Regency fashion, once again, very Bridgerton vibes.
Your dresses have arrived. It's ravishing.
But also because it really highlights the décolleté, and any jewelry you wear on your neck will look absolutely stunning and framed for the scene. You'll continue to see the sweetheart neckline be at the forefront, but the square neckline is taking the main stage as well. In 2018, Meghan Markle in her Stella McCartney dress, the halter, that definitely brought designers back to a higher neckline. Now, the high neckline and the mock neckline, ooh, baby, I am so excited. I love these dresses. I think they have an incredible romance to them. And again, they are on trend. Let's talk through it. A high neckline is definitely something that makes you think of a classic, maybe royal, but hopefully not matronly look. And the way that designers are taking their own spin on this now most certainly has me thinking far away from the word matronly. So I promised that I would show you my favorite look from Paris Hilton's wedding weekend, and that is this Oscar de la Renta look. Now, Sammy Kay, who is Paris Hilton's stylist that I was reading in this Vogue article, she was talking about the making of this dress. And Oscar de la Renta, now in the amazing hands of Fernando Garcia and Laura Kim really got to brainstorming with Paris on this look. What stylist Sammy Kay did was she presented her with 300 images of different dresses, and what Paris did was she took a pen, she circled what she liked, and she X'd out what she didn't. This dress was made to order. Specifically, the inspiration for this dress was Grace Kelly. This is a quick look at the wedding dress of American actress Grace Kelly. This was worn on her wedding day in 1956 and is cited as one of the most elegant and best remembered bridal gowns of all time, and one of the most famous in the mid-20th century. It doesn't get much more timeless than that. Let's walk away from timeless for a second. Let's go into personality, color, and floral details. So obviously when we were talking about color kind of breaking boundaries and, breaking down the norm, we're talking about the white wedding dress day, because many cultures embrace color in a big way on their wedding day. But specifically when it comes to white dresses, something that is making the turn for some brides has been gowns in a light marigold, a buttery yellow, a pistachio, maybe, am I making you hungry? Maybe a light peach color or a lavender. Showing that personality and stepping out of this pandemic, people have just kind of given themselves license to do whatever they want on their wedding day, and I'm all here for that. What I've noticed specifically in these dresses as well, when it comes to the floral or the color, a lot of them have volume to them as well. So these automatically kind of get pushed into this princess dress zone. So I would love to see some of these dresses maybe in a different vibe, but that would call into question, is this more a cocktail dress versus a wedding dress? Still trying to find that line within adding floral and color. You'll notice that a lot of these dresses are still that pale tone. So it's brides stepping out of the status quo, but still being aisle appropriate, whatever that means. Sexy is back. Call Justin Timberlake. It is on. If you've seen my spring fashion trends for just kind of regular everyday fashion, that was a huge aspect of how people are going to be dressing. Cutouts, more straps. We're going to be seeing more midriff in regular dressing, but that could be very similar in bridal fashion as well, with a little bit more of an elegant aspect. Slip dressing is not new at all, but there are some new takes that are being had. Maybe hints of black, cutouts, straps, slinky silhouettes, and all of this promising that minimalist look with an edge. It was Harper's Bazaar that cited think romance and rebellion. Also on the runway, you will have noticed a lot of that Angelina Jolie leg and that high slit down one side. Yes, I'm mentioning Paris Hilton once again. Can you believe it? This was not worn on her wedding day, but it was worn during the wedding weekend, and it is an absolutely dazzling dress, full sparkle, ready for those party vibes, but still hip-hugging, and a beautiful silhouette by Oscar de la Renta. Corset bodices are back, and this is allowing brides to accentuate, their figures, but still allowing for some of those traditional dresses to still shine through. Think less sexy, more regal, and a sophisticated sexiness when it comes to these corsets. Keep in mind, corsets were originally invented in the 1500s. So if you're thinking, ooh, I don't know, are corsets just a trend this year? No, babe, they're not. They've been here for a really long time. So if you are walking into your dress appointment and you've always kind of had that niggling feeling like you want to try on a corset dress, go for it. You have nothing to lose, unless they tie it way too tight.
I can't breathe.
I never would have thought of that.
Now time for 3 different outliers. This was mentioned in one article, but I still thought, hey, it's got legs and I could see this going forward in 2022 and beyond. And that is sustainability and pre-owned. Vintage finds are actually something that is most certainly coming to the forefront for brides who aren't necessarily thrifters. Many wedding parties are also turning to renting their gowns. I feel like this has been happening a lot on the groom side for a long time, but maybe not necessarily on the bridesmaid side. Let me know if you've ever rented a dress for a wedding. I most certainly have for events or photo shoots from specifically Fitzroy Rental in Toronto. I'll link them down below. These women are honestly the best. You feel like you are shopping in Carrie's wardrobe from Sex and the City, but like to the nth degree. I digress. You can rent your dress, and then you actually don't have to dry clean it, you don't have to store it or anything like that, and I'm sure you could visit it anytime in the store. Specifically, this is super great for bridesmaids because, guys, I know, I'm probably gonna be one of those brides too who says, oh, you can just cut it and wear it again. Okay, let's get real. On the other side of the maximalist is the minimalist. And I know we mentioned this a tiny bit, but 100% minimalist bridal fashion is coming back. And specifically in reading through these articles, this is like made to order wedding dresses versus going into a shop and trying on a bunch of dresses. You can now surf different sites like Reformation and Revolve and so many more that are out there to literally just order the dress that you'd like right to your house. Another nod to a bit more of a simple or minimalist dress is the dress and veil that Audrey Hepburn wore in Funny Face. You'll see the icons of today like Ariana Grande wearing her iconic hairstyle and this veil that was inspired by Audrey Hepburn in that movie. Last but not least, I just wanted to leave us on a note of the bridal accessories. I think I'm gonna do this for my next video because we have been seeing things like a bigger earring wardrobe. That's probably because Zoom made us all want to buy more earrings, or even things like pearls coming back in the forefront, not only in bridal fashion, but also in street style fashion, and outerwear pieces becoming part of that full wedding day look. And that is what is in trend for weddings. Thank you guys so much for watching this far. If you did, please become part of this cozy nook of the internet. I'm a total data nerd. I love taking a deep dive, and I hope that you've got some ideas on things you would like to see in the future. Please link them down below. I think I had a comment about, what about denim? That could be so fun, so maybe we'll do that. I'm also always wearing denim. And of course, some more wedding videos to come because your girl is hyped up and getting ready and booking everything and so ready to go try on dresses, which I will most certainly be bringing you guys along for. Without further ado, I shall wish you adieu, and I hope I see you in my next one. Bye guys. Also, oh my gosh, if you are engaged and gonna be married, congratulations. And maybe that's why you're watching this video. Sending you so much love.